Ayy, Brewski, I'm in my zone like a 2-3. Would sue me, urban gorilla, no Gucci. Yeah, the scriptures I be kicking like Bruce Lee. Check my precepts, raw than sushi. Summertime, so I stay in the cool B. On the corner throwing bumps like I'm Drew Brees. Yeah, tap out for your how we bringing them gas out. Cut a heathen cause he running his fat mouth. Off the dribble, I be balling like.
This is Proverbs 4:23. Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life.
So we have to keep our heart. Remember what Deuteronomy said, right? Regard our souls diligently, man, by keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. Read that again.
It says, keep thy heart with all diligence.
Keep your mind with all diligence. Read.
For out of it are the issues of life.
Because out of your mind, or out of your heart, are all issues of life, man. Right? Read.
It's Proverbs 4:4. He taught me also and said unto me, let thine heart retain my words, keep my commandments, and live. He taught me also and said unto me, let thine heart retain my words.
Let your heart retain your words, your mind retain God's words. Read.
Keep my commandments.
And to keep his commandments, because this is how you guard your soul, man. By keeping God's laws. Read.
And live.
And live. That's exactly what it's about, man. Keeping God's laws, this is how you guard your soul, and this is how you live. Right? But our people are out here running amok, man. Right? Our people want to be out here selling poison to the people, pimping out the sister, being a damn hater to their own brother and sister, and being a hater to God, man. You're being an enemy to your own people and an enemy to God, man. And this is why we're in the situation we are in today. This is why we're in the situation we've been in the same situation for the last 400 years, man. When is the black, Hispanic, and Native American man, woman, and child going to understand, man? Right? Isaiah, you think Isaiah?
Only one proposition supports California tribes like ours, providing hundreds of millions in yearly funding to finally address homelessness.
God, Isaiah 1:1. Or verse 2, right? It says, hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth. For Yahweh has spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me.
He said he has nourished and brought up children. Children that have rebelled against him. Read.
The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib, but Israel doeth not know.
Israel do not know. They don't care. They don't what?
Con. But Israel doth not know, my people doeth not consider.
They do not even consider these things. Keep reading.
Con. Ah, sinful nation.
Ah, sinful nation. This is our people, man. They're sinful people. They're a sinful nation. Read.
A people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers.
People that are heavy with iniquity, with their sin. Read.
Children that are corrupters. They have forsaken Yahweh. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backward. Why should ye be stricken anymore?
This is our people down to a T. Why should people be punished more, man? Our people, the black, Hispanic, and Native American, has been punished for the last 400 years, man. Why should we be stricken anymore? Read.
You will revolt more and more.
Our people will rebel more and more. Our people will rather be out here selling poison to each other, man. Right? Being a goddamn enemy to their own people. Read.
The whole head is sick.
The whole head is sick. Now he's equating Israel as a body, as a human body, right? As a metaphor. Saying the whole head is sick. The leadership is sick. This has always been our problem, even in the ancient days. Read.
And the whole heart faints.
And the whole heart is faint. Read.
From the sole of the foot.
From the sole of the foot, the lowly of us. Read.
Even unto the head.
Even unto the leadership. Read.
There is no soundness in it.
There ain't no truth in it. There ain't no soundness in it, man. Read.
But wounds and bruises.
But wounds and bruises. Right? This is from all the punishment that our people has been going through for the last 400 years. What's going on, sis? Any questions? What's your question, brother? Where does God say God hates white people? Do you agree with this, son?
I do. I was, yeah.
Yeah? Do you know who? Do you believe in the Bible? Yeah. Do you know who white people descend from in the Bible? No. We'll show you. Go to Genesis 25 and 5. 25 and 25.
I can't do it about here.
All right, no sweat. Are you familiar with the Bible? Do you remember who Jacob was? Okay. Jacob was the father of the Israelites. God changed Jacob's name into Israel. And his 12 sons are the father of the 12 tribes of Israel. Each one of those sons are the father of each tribe of Israel. Right?
Look at Genesis chapter 25, verse 23. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
So this is a woman, right? She was pregnant with twins, right? Something was going on within her womb, man, right? So she went to go seek counsel, right? So this prophecy came unto this woman, saying, 2 nations are in your womb. She had twins. Read.
And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
Different type of people shall be separated from her womb. Read.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
This is a prophecy saying those 2 children, right, are going to birth 2 different nations, right? And one of them are going to be stronger than the other one. Read.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
And usually, right, the younger ones will serve the elder. But right here, this prophecy is saying it's going to be the other way around. The elder shall serve the younger. Read.
Verse 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, and when her days to be delivered were fulfilled,
And when that day came when she had to give labor, right? Read.
behold, there were twins in her womb.
Oh, there were twins in her womb. Read.
And the first came out red all over, like a hairy garment.
The first came out red all over like a hairy garment, right? So the first one came out red like unto a hairy garment. Read.
And they called his name Esau.
And he called his name Esau, right? Read.
Verse 26. After that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel.
The first twin came out. He was red like unto a hairy garment. Who is predominantly born red coming out the womb? What, white people, right? Read. And what was his name? Do you remember? Esau. Okay, read.
And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel. And his name was Jacob.
His name was Jacob. Read. Remember, the prophecy said that the elder shall serve the younger, and the elder, his name is Esau, right? And the younger one is Jacob, which is the progenitor, the father of the black, Hispanic, and Native American who you see are walking around this earth today, right? So there's a reason why, right, that he was holding on to his heel. Give me that.
Now this is 2nd Ezra 6 and 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac.
From Abraham unto Isaac, because Abraham had Isaac as a son. Read.
When,
Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? Read.
when Jacob and Esau were born of him,
When Jacob and Esau was born of Isaac, read.
Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau.
He held on to the heel of Esau. That's how they were born. But there was a reason why they was born like that. Read.
For Esau is the end of the world,
Because Esau is the end of the world. Read.
and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
Do you believe we're at the end of the world today? Or very soon? Who's ruling the world today? White folks, right? So, read that again.
For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that following.
So the way that those two children were born, that's exactly how it's going to be in these last days. It's the reason why Jacob was holding on to his heel, because they're going to serve us in the world to come, but we're going to overtake them. We're going to bring them down. That's why our father was born that way, holding on to Esau's heel, because we're going to bring them down. As soon as the Most High God puts a spirit on a certain amount of number of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to come back to this truth, this is when this is going to happen. But our people are rebellious, man. Our people want to be out here being wicked, man, doing the white man's job for them, right? So I want to prove to you that God hates these people, right? Hold on, give me. Esau got his name changed to Edom. I'm gonna show you that right now.
I think it's 36.
Genesis 25:30. Read.
Genesis 25:30. It says, and Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage. I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom.
So Esau, since that moment, his name was starting to be called Edom. Now let's see how God hates Edom. Give me that. Now we're turning full circle back to the sign now. Exactly. Now we're turning full circle to the question of the sign. Read.
Is Malachi 1 and 2. For I have loved you, saith the Lord.
So God is telling the children of Israel, right? The children of Jacob, I have loved you. Read.
Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us?
But us being rebellious, we answer back, said, when have you loved us? Right? We hear our people talk like this now because of the suffering that we're going through. How does God love us? We're getting shot down by the police every day. We're overdosing every day. How does God love us? This is the same question right here. God says, I love you, Jacob, children of Israel. But the children of Israel answers back, when have you loved us? Read.
Was not Esau Jacob's brother?
Now he's answering back. Wasn't Esau Jacob's brother? Wasn't Esau your father's brother? Read.
Saith the Lord, yet I loved Jacob.
He says, but I love your father Jacob. Read.
And I hated Esau.
But I hated Esau. God hates Esau. That person. Hold on. Right now it's just talking about the father of white people. But watch this. Read.
And laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness.
So he destroyed the kingdom of Esau. Right? He destroyed it and made it into a wilderness. Read.
Whereas Edom saith,
now what is Edom saith? Read.
We are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places.
This is the pride of the white man. He says, okay, God destroyed our kingdom, but we're gonna rebuild this place. Read.
Thus said the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down.
God answers back and said, let them build. But I'm gonna tear it down again. Read.
And they shall call them the border of wickedness.
Now it's not just talking about Esau now. Now it's talking about his children. Read that part again.
And they shall call them the border of wickedness.
Now it's talking about them, his children now. They're the border of wickedness. The white folks, they're the border of wickedness. Wickedness started off with them and it's going to end with them. Read.
And the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
The people who God has a righteous hatred for forever. White folks. So that sign is the truth. It's the truth.
That's right.
Right? So in the border of wickedness, I want to show you something, right? You got Maccabees?
See, I asked him a question. He's answered.
Yeah, absolutely. But I want to show you something. This is very historical. I want to show you something historical right now. Read. I told you. Remember what the Bible says, that they're the border of wickedness. Border means that wickedness started off with them and it's going to end with them. Read.
Book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 7. So, Alexander reigned 12 years, then died.
Remember Alexander the Great, supposed so-called great? Alexander the Freak. Read.
He prison people. He dog people.
And he was a homosexual and all that. Read.
Verse 8. And his servants bare ruled everyone in his place.
He's saying, yeah, he read that again, Salaki.
And the love of men.
And his servants bare ruled everyone in his place.
His servants bare ruled everyone in his place. Read.
And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves.
He did have a son, and he had a son with like a Persian woman, right? But his son didn't rule. As soon as he died, his 4 generals, they all put crowns upon their heads. Read.
After his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them.
So did the sons of those 4 generals did also, right? So there was his kingdom became 4 different kingdoms, and they all started warring within each other. Read.
So did their sons after them. Many years, and evils were multiplied into the earth.
Evils were multiplied towards the whole earth. So as soon as a white man came into power like that, evils multiplied on the earth. So their wickedness to start with wickedness, they're gonna end with the wickedness.
You see it every day.
Exactly.
Look at all the presidents. They all come from a certain line. All the presidents.
Listen, man. The white man's the devil, man.
Right.
That's just that's just plain cut, right? I mean, we can put the Bible down. We can put the Bible on the shelf for a second, and we can look at recent history. What have the white man done throughout the whole earth?
Everything they touch in that cup.
Everything. Look, blood has followed them wherever shore that they landed on. Blood has followed them, man. Right?
Everywhere the white man goes, he brings destruction.
Absolutely.
Everywhere he goes.
Everywhere he goes, there's nothing but death, right? Slavery, right? Colonization. This is their background, man. This is their what's the word I want to look? I want to say this is their no, their heritage exactly. But they got a whole history of nothing but slavery and slaughter and murder. Right?
Book of Revelation, chapter 6, verse 7. And when he had opened the 4th seal, I heard the voice of the 4th beast say, Come and see. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. And the power was given unto them over the 4th part of the earth to kill with the sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth.
This is that's the power that was given unto them, man.
They say that Prince Charles, Prince William, and all them, all these diseases out here, is so that they can kill off everybody so they can have the land for themselves.
Prince Charles out of where?
England?
England?
Yeah, they say that. William over there. William, Elizabeth people over here in England, they said all these diseases and stuff, they're planned. Those diseases were planned. They wipe us out. They want to wipe us out.
They didn't create everything back then, but they're doing it now.
Now,
But in reference to what you're talking about the Native Americans?
Famine, all the famine. So they say there's enough land here for everybody to live. They have enough medicine to cure everything.
Oh, well, yeah, today's time, yeah, of
They're
course.
saying they're doing it on purpose to kill us all.
Oh, about everything that they're doing today, right? Like the pharmaceuticals and everything, that's what you're talking about?
You're talking about the diseases, and I just
Oh,
heard about the
okay.
disease.
Yeah, they're doing all
Ghana,
that. Yeah.
it's similar to Ebola.
Yeah.
And like,
And it's called like, what's it called? Like
Monkeypox.
monkey flu,
nah,
right?
that's not monkeypox. Something different.
Monkeypox, that's like a new
But
thing
all
too.
these things they're man-made.
Huh?
They have cures for all of it.
See, this is Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
So, because this white man, right, which is the devil, because people think that the devil is some spiritual being that is under the earth and poking you with the.
Got long
No,
nails
man.
and all that. He right here walking.
The devil is a deceiver, adversary, right? And he's gonna deceive the whole earth, man, right? So woe unto the inhabitants of the earth, because the devil knows that he has a short time, man, right? These elites, the elite know what time it is, man. They don't like what we're doing, right? They vilify us for what we're doing right now, all because we want the Black, Hispanic, and Native American to change their ways, man. To start loving each other instead of loving the goddamn oppressor more than our own, man. So we're ready. We're so ready to acquit the white man for what they have done to us for the last 400 years, but we're so quick to kill our own, man. Right? And that's the reason why. Deuteronomy 28:45.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and pursue thee. So beseech you. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother.
Because we've broken God's laws, right? There's a whole laundry list of punishments and curses that you can go and put upon us. And one of these curses says this. Read that again.
So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother.
That's why we have an evil eye towards each other. That's why we're ready to kill each other for the smallest things now, man. Huh?
Black men don't work anyway.
Well, I mean, listen, man. It's not just the black. It's not just black people. Black, Hispanic, and Native American. We're our worst enemy, man. Right? We're ready to kill each other for nothing, man.
But still think that they're scared of the educated black people.
We're our worst enemy because we've broken God's law. This is one of the punishments. But keep reading.
It says his eye shall be evil toward his brother and toward the wife of his bosom.
And toward the wife of his bosom. So we have an evil eye towards each other, and we're going to have an evil eye towards the wife of our bosom. So it's talking about black on black violence, brown on brown violence, brown on black violence. This is just talking about evil eye towards within our community.
Escalate.
Absolutely. And we're going to have an evil eye towards our wife of our bosom. Now, just talking about domestic violence issues and everything, right? Read.
And toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
And to the remnants of the children that he shall leave. Now it's talking about single parent homes. So there's three curses in just that one verse that the Black, Hispanic, and Native American has been suffering. Right? Yeah. So you got it. All right, brother. You got any questions? All right, brother. Absolutely. We're out here every Saturday.
You asked me what I need to know. You gave me the I heard. I ain't hear it.